प्रसाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निधि नामिने नमो पदाय कृष्ण प्रसाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी असत्य देशकारिणे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद भक्त वृंद जय गो नित्यानंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol.
प्रभुपाद गौर गोविंद स्वामी गुरुदेव गौर गोविंद स्वामी गुरुदेव
हरे कृष्णा। श्रील गौर गोविंद स्वामी श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद जी महाराज की जय। ISKCON फाउंडर आचार्य हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद जी महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय। संवेद वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय। रामनवमी महोत्सव की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा। So today is a very auspicious day. On this Ramnavami occasion, we are observing also Srila Gurudev's 50th Sannyas anniversary. By Gopal's instruction, Gurudev took sannyas, and Srila Prabhupada blessed Gurudev By this way, Srila Gurudev spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. So we want to offer some books to Srila Gurudev. So many books are there, more than 6 books. 6. So first, we want to offer Gopalji in Marathi. So I am requesting Madhvananda Prabhu to offer this book. This is Gopalji Marathi to Guru Maharaj. And next book is Sannyas Leela. This is Tattva Vichar publication, 2 copies. One to Gurudev, one to Prabhupada. So I am requesting His Holiness Bhakti Gaur Narayan Swami Maharaj. Maharaj may offer 1 book to Srila Prabhupada, and our Upananda Prabhu may offer 1 book to Srila Gurudev. Process of inquiry in Hindi. All the books devotees are translating in Marathi, Hindi. Also today we'll offer 1 book, Process of Inquiry in Odia. This book is coming now, is on press. This Process of Inquiry in Hindi, we want to offer. Hey, Harbal, jone rahibo. Tolgas. Kuch kam nahi, Tolgas. Process of Inquiry Hindi, you may request to His Grace Bhaktarupa Prabhu to offer these books to Gurudev. And who was Gour Govinda Swami in Hindi, 1 copy. So His Holiness.
Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhakti Vilakshana Atmananda Krishna Chaitanya Swami আমি অনুরোধ করছি
another is there, Guru Tattva. This is new book. This is not completed. This is part 1. All the course we collected regarding to Guru Tattva. So in 1 book you can find all the Guru Tattva course of Srila Gurudev. Top different lectures we collect. This is part 1, part 2 will come. Like Gaur Tattva, Nityananda Tattva, Balaram Tattva, Krishna Tattva. We want to print serial course in 1 book. So I'm requesting Krishna Maharaj to offer, and also Sannyas Prabhu can offer to Gurudev. Bengal also, Thakur Guru. This is Bengal association is there. There is another thing we want to offer to Srila Gurudev. This is audio box. This is Gurudev's audio box. He edited nicely. Develop the sound quality. It will be 2,200 lecture of Srila Gurudev, including India
previous.
So, or maybe next time we can show the how this process review. I'm going to show Paigambal Das for this is Gurudev. So what this devotees, daily devotees, daily devotees, they translated like daily devotees translated Marathi books, and our this is the English one.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
There is a lovely gift prepared by Shikhidhaja Prabhu. There is clock having Gurudev's photo and 50th celebration logo. So we want to offer to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. I will request Pratap Rudra Prabhu to offer this loving gift to
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
and Gokulananda Prabhu.
Hare
Come.
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Now it continue our programs. Especially this day is very important for us. Because after day, just for me. I achieved most of my spiritual success. Especially so today we want to hear then after 9:30, 10, sitting in English devotion is there. Then 10 to 11 is so 11, 10 will start. So now here Srila.
Want to sing a song which is written by one of the most famous poets in Gaudiya Vaishnava history. His name's Govinda Das. He's a brother of Ramachandra Kaviraj and disciple of Srinivasacharya. And today we want to try to say a few words to reflect on a direction that Guru Maharaj gave us, where he often said that Krishna Lila is Gaur Lila is Krishna Lila. And we'd like to speak something about how Ram Lila and Krishna Lila and Gaur Lila have some connections, a very big subject. And I'm sitting in front of so many exalted Vaishnavas, and Haladar Maharaj is pushing me to do this, so I beg apology from everyone. Please bless me. I'm junior to so many, and there's so many sannyasis. Let's go ahead and sing this song. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Gaura Sachiradulala Shri Krishna Chaitanya Gaura Sachiradulala Eje Purabechira Gokulera Gopala Eje Purabechira Gokulera Gopala Kehakahe Janaki Vallabha Chila Rama Kehakahe
Janaki Vallabha Chila Rama
Kehakahe Janaki Vallabha Chila Rama
Kehakahe Janaki Vallabha Chila Rama
Keha Bole Nandala Navagana Shyama
Keha Bole Nandalala Navagana Shyama
Keha Bole Nandala Navagana Shyama
Keha Bole Nandalala Navagana Shyama
Udabe Kaliya Chila Gopi Preme Bora
Purave Kaliya Chila Gopi Preme Bhora
Bhavya Radhara Varanebe Hoila Gora
Bhaviya Radhara Varan Ebe Haila Gora
Chala Chala Aruna Noyana Anurage
Chala Chala Arunana Yananuragi
Napaya Bhave Ora Ahila Vairagi
Napaya Bhaverora Haila Vairagi
Sannyasi Vairagi Hoya Brahme Deshe Deshe
Sannyasi Vairagya Hayam Rame Dese Dese
Sannyasi Vairagi Hoya Brahme Deshe Deshe
Sannyasi Vairagya Hayam Rame Dese Dese
Puna Pahila Radha Premera Udeshe
Tabuna Paila Radha Premera Udese
Govinda Dashiya Koya Kishore Kishora
Govinda Dasya Kayam Kishori Kishora
Govinda Dashiya Koya Kishore Kishora
Govinda Dasya Kayam Kishori Kishora Swarupera Marasane Seira Se Bhora Ramarasane Marasane সনে সেই রসে ভরা
Swarupa Ramera Sane,
Swarupa Ramera Sane,
Swarupa Ramera Sane,
স্বরূপ রামের সনে
Rase,
সেই রসে ভরা
Rase, Rase, So, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Gaura, that person who's Satyara Dulal, the beloved son of Sachi Mata, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Aj Parabe Chila Gokulera Gopal. In a previous age, he was Gopal, Krishna. Keha Kahe Janaki Vallabha. Some people, they say that he was Janaki Vallabha, Chila Ram, that he was Janaki Nath, the Lord of Janaki. He was Ramachandra. Keha Boli, Nanda Janaki Nath, the Lord of Janaki. He was Ramachandra. Keha Boli, Nanda Lam Nava Ganashyam. Some say that he was Nava Ganashyam, the blackish Krishna son of Nanda Maharaj. His ages, it was called Purebe Kalila Chila Gopi Prema Gorda. But now, in previous ages, he was Kaliya. He was blackish. But now, Ebe Gopi Premi Gorda. He's adopted the complexion of Srimati Radharani, Bhavya Radha Varna Evi Gora. And he's become Gora. In a beautiful spelling, and this is our research institute we have in Puri called Gora, which is spelled, you see on the phone here, G-O-R-A in English. And in the Odia Research Association, and the word Gora spelled like this has a special meaning also. That person who is a combined form of Govinda, Radha. It's Go-Ra. Chala Chala Aruna Noyana Anuragi. And in faith, Aruna Noyana, his eyes are reddish, and he's crying and crying. He's wanting to taste the mood of Srimati Radharani, not Paya Pavita or the Hoyle Vairagi. He can't do it. He can't find the limit of that love. And so he became a Vairagi. He gave up everything, and dedicated himself to tasting that love of Srimati Radharani. Sannyas Vairagi Hoya Brahme Deshi Deshi. And he began Brahme Deshi Deshi, wandering from one place to another as a sannyasi Vairagi. Tabuna Paila Radha Premera Udeshi. Trying to understand Radharani's love, but he couldn't do it. Govinda Das Yakoi Kishore Kishore. And Govinda Das says that he was able to taste that ecstatic love for Kishore Kishore, Shishirada and Krishna. Durupa Ram Erosani Say Rati Bore. In the Gambhira, in association of Sri Damodar, and do this responsibly. This is a pranam mantra to Lord Ramachandra, which appears in the 6th canto of the Padma Purana. Please repeat. Ramaya, Ramabhadraya, Ramachandraya, Vedase, Raghunathaya, Nataya, Sitaya, Pataye Namaha, Pataye Namaha. We offer our obeisances to Lord Ramachandra, who's Ramabhadraya, who's the auspicious Ramabhadra. He's Ramachandraya. He's a moon-like Ramachandra. For those persons who are Vedas say, they understand that he's Raghunathaya. He's the lord of the Raghu dynasty. He's Sitaya Pataye Namaha. We offer our pranams to him, that personality who's the beloved of Sita. So our time is a little short today. I'd like to try to speak a little something about Ram Leela and Krishna Leela. Try to speak a little something about Ram Leela and Krishna Leela. It's an unlimited subject. This is something from the Padma Purana also, in the 5th canto of the Padma Purana. There's a beautiful story about Sita as a young girl, long before she had ever met or even heard of Lord Ramachandra. And Sita one day was sitting in the forest, and she heard a conversation going on. And it was a very beautiful conversation. She became curious. She went there and she saw 2 parrots in a tree. And the parrots were speaking about the most wonderful pastimes of a personality named Ramachandra. And how this Ramachandra would later marry the most beautiful girl named Sita. So when this young girl Sita heard these 2 parrots speaking, she became very, very curious. And she was listening very attentively and drinking in the nectar of the Ram Leela Katha. And the nature of Krishna Tatata, the Chatamritam the Jiva, that it's our life. She was getting so much happiness from that. She told some of her Sakhis, some of her friends, capture those 2 birds. I can't live without this Ram Katha. And so her girlfriends captured those 2 parrots. And then she requested those parrots, tell me more. Tell me. She said, I'm that Sita, the daughter of Janak, that you're singing about. Where did you hear all of this? And they told her that we're coming from the ashram of Valmiki Muni. And Valmiki Muni there, he's reciting this Ram Leela even before this happened, because it's eternal. And we heard this, we memorized this thing from him. So Sita said, tell me more, tell me more. And they began speaking about the beauty of Lord Ramachandra, and how his neck is just like a conch shell, and how he folds at his faces, and how powerful he is, and how he's Maryada Purushotam, the best personality in every regard. And Sita was listening, honey, give me more, tell me more. She was very, very eager, hearing from those parrots. Sita she was giving them some pomegranate seeds, different fruits. Tell me more, tell me more. And the parrots were speaking on and on about Ram Leela, and Sita fell completely in love with those 2 parrots. And Sita told them, you must stay with me. I can't let you go until I meet that Ramachandra. I can't let you go. You have to stay here with me. And the female parrot spoke up, and she said, please forgive us. So we're birds, we're buckies. And we're accustomed to living in the forest. We can't be happy if we're living in a cage and a closed up place. And the female parrot said, besides that, I'm pregnant. If you let me go, and I can go and give birth to my babies, then I promise I'll return and I'll speak this Ram Leela to you. But Sita couldn't tolerate separation from Ram Katha. And so she told those parrots, told the female parrot, you stay here with me. And your husband, he can go. I'll let him go. And that female parrot then became very unhappy. And she said, this is not good. This is not right. I'm pregnant. and you're going to separate me from my husband. So, Sita, I curse you that just as you're separating me in my pregnant state from my husband, I curse you that when you become pregnant, your husband will leave you and you'll become rejected. And then the female parrot, the husband left. The female parrot, in separation from her husband, she finally died. And the husband drowned himself in the Ganga. And the husband, his last words before he drowned himself, he said that, may I take birth in Ayodhya, in the kingdom of Lord Ramachandra. And may I take birth there as a washerman. And I'll orchestrate the separation between Sita and Ram. And with those words, that Paki drowned himself in the Ganga. And so he took birth in Ayodhya. He was known as Kruda, a very crude, angry person. And he was a washerman. You may be wondering how it is that any of the residents of Ayodhya could criticize Lord Ramachandra. And so when Shudan's wife came home late, she didn't show up one night. She came in the next morning. Her husband was very furious. And she said, I'm very sorry, my dear husband, but there was a storm. Something happened. I couldn't come home. And he said to her, don't think that I'm controlled by my wife like Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra at that time had disguised himself and was going to hear the word of the residents of Ayodhya to see how they were appreciating his rule. When he heard the words of that washerman, he became very concerned, because as a king, as an ideal leader, you have to have the faith of the citizens. That's the meaning of a leader. That's the meaning of guru. Holiday Maharaj has been speaking so wonderfully the last few days about the nature of Sadhu Guru and how Sadhu Guru doesn't compromise and speaks very boldly, very strongly. If I can make a comment, we can't imitate that. And sometimes I see it's a very popular idea. That yes, I know the truth, and I'm going to chastise this one and chastise that one. Guru Maharaj told us it's not your right. That's the right of Guru. And in Hari Bhakti Vilas, we were mentioning yesterday, in the first Vilas, it said, Advaitancha Parijya, that one of the businesses, one of the attitudes of a disciple is to give up Parijya, the attitudes that they're non-different from Gurudev. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada wrote a letter to one disciple, and he said, I don't know why you're trying to take on the very difficult role I have of chastising my disciples. That's my business. And our Guru Maharaj, he said, it's the business of Guru. Why? In the Bhava Purana, it said, Ashradana Vimuke Prashinvata Yastopadesha Shiva Namaparadha. It's namaparad to instruct someone who doesn't have faith in you. So Guru is someone that we have faith in, and we can't imitate that. If someone has faith in you, if they ask you to speak, that indicates some faith. If they ask you for initiation, if they appoint you as a temple president or GBC, if you're a father of some children, you have an obligation. You must speak the truth according to the degree of their faith. Even with Guru Maharaj, I saw sometimes he wouldn't always speak so heavily because he saw they can't tolerate. If I speak the truth like this, they won't be able to tolerate. So according to the degree of the faith of the person, Bali Seshu, who have their simplicity, we can give them some kripa, we can give them some mercy. If they don't have faith in this, we can't. So Lord Ramachandra understood this principle perfectly. He understood that the residents, the citizens of Ayodhya have to have faith in me. Otherwise, my position in being king has no meaning. It's not just holding some symbols of the king and a white umbrella and a fan and people coming and offering some prayers. They must have faith in me. And so he saw this is a very difficult thing. He's Maryada Purushottam. Some Vaishnavas, they reject the section of the Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana. They say this is interpolated. How could Lord Ramachandra banish Sita? But Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami speaks about this, as we heard from our Guru Maharaj this morning. So Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we accept this. But how do we understand? Sita is perfect in all respects. There was no fault in her. She was perfectly chaste. But Lord Ramachandra, as the ideal king, the ideal leader, he had to have the faith of the citizens. So he had to do something very unpalatable. He had to put their desire before his own. He's Sarvagya. He knows everything. He knows that there's no fault in Sita's. But to properly serve the residents of his kingdom, he had to listen to this washerman, his harsh words. And so he called for Lakshman. My dear Lakshman, I have something I want you to do. So he told Lakshman to take Sita in a chariot to the forest and abandon her there. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami explains that in his previous incarnations as Balaram and as Lakshman, there was many pains. As Lakshman, he had to banish Sita to the forest. As prior to that, as Lakshman, he had to listen to the harsh words of Sita, as Guru Maharaj was speaking when Ravan, just before Ravan came to chase after this deer Marich. Lakshman had to leave Sita. And then later, when they were fighting with Karan Dushan and 10,000 Rakshasas, Lakshman was very happy. Lakshman likes to fight. And Ramachandra told him, no, before that, Ramachandra told him, you have to stay and protect Sita. So in Ram Leela, there were so many unpleasant things for him. And also in Balaram Leela, so he promised after that, he decided after that, I'm going to come as Dauji. I'm going to come as the oldest brother. And again, he came as Nityananda Prabhu. So this Krodhan, this washerman, he was angry with Lord Ramachandra because he was a male parrot in his previous life. Now again, if we look in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, in the Madhya Leela chapter 10, there's a conversation that Mahaprabhu had with his dear devotee Mukunda. And Mahaprabhu was going to reject Mukunda. It's a famous story. Because Mukunda, several different reasons are given in different literatures, but generally we say because Mukunda was going different places and hearing from different people. I remember being here in Bhubaneswar, and our dear godbrother and friend, Radha Prabhu, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. It's very nice to want to go to Vrindavan. And Guru Maharaj was chastising him every day in class. Why you want to go to Vrindavan? You should stay and hear from your guru. And finally, it's a long story, but Guru Maharaj gave his Ashirvad. We go to Vrindavan. And Raghava told him, I want to go and stay with Vayendra Prabhu. And Guru Maharaj said, oh, he's good association. But the general principle is that we stay, we hear from our Gurudev. And if Gurudev gives us his Ashirvad, his blessing, his instruction, we may hear from some other Vaishnavas. But there's no necessity. And after the disappearance of Gurudev, there are different types of disciples. The Bhagirmukh Sishas and the Antarmukh Sishas. The Bhagirmukh Sishas are external, and their darshan of Guru is Bhogya darshan. They see Gurudev as something to enjoy. They're anartha yukta vasta. They have anarthas in their heart. And so they just see Gurudev is for my pleasure. Whereas the Antarmukh Sishas, they're anartha mukta vastas. Their heart is free from anarthas.
and they have Saviya Darshan. They say Gurudev should be served. Amongst the Bhakti Sishyas, it's a big subject. Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes this. There's a Guru Giri, the Sneha Silita, and the Vishai, primarily. Guru Giri is someone who tries to make a business out of Guru. They advertise himself as a Sishya of Gurudev, so people will give them respect. The Sneha Silita is someone who's looking for Sneha, for affection. Oh, Gurudev is very good. He let me ride in the car with him. Gurudev patted me on the head. Gurudev gave me his garland. He's a very good guru. I like him. And so we have this affection for Gurudev because he's giving me attention. But both of these devotees, the Guru Giri and the Sneha Silita, and the Vishai Angel Sense Enjoy, it's another subject. Both of these two devotees, after the disappearance of Guru, they have a crisis. And they don't want to say it. Such a terrible thing. But inside their heart, there's a little voice that says something so terrible they can't speak. And that voice says, Gurudev is dead. And the first devotee, the Guru Giri, he thinks there's no one qualified to, I'm not qualified, there's no one to give initiation. I don't want to, but I must, because Gurudev's not here. He doesn't see Gurudev's always present in some form or another. Whereas the Sneha Silita also has this panic, oh my God, Gurudev's gone. And so I have to replace him. I have to go and find some affection from someone else. Because he's looking for that sneha, that's his main motivation. And so he goes here and there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to Mukunda, why going here and there, caring for so many? I want to take this moment to offer my humble thanks thousands and thousands of times to all the wonderful devotees here in Bhubaneswar who've stayed here. In spite of so many, in spite of sometimes politics, which is even more painful, and they stay here to serve Guru Maharaj. And it's such a wonderful thing that's happened. It's a great austerity to try to associate with the devotees, even each other, especially when there's some ill feelings sometimes. But you've stayed, you've done this thing. And Guru Maharaj has been showering his blessing. I feel so appreciative of so many of our God brothers who have taken sannyas and given everything to Guru Maharaj. Please bless me that I can also serve this day. So Mahaprabhu was chastising Mukunda. Why are you going here and there? You should stay in one place. You stay in one place and just hear Krishna Katha. And after you've heard, you digest that Krishna Katha. And if Gurudev wants you to hear from someone else, he'll send that person. Once one devotee, after Guru Maharaj left, he came to me and said, Madhavananda, one God brother. He said, what are you doing here in Bhubaneswar? You should go to Vrindavan. There's a wonderful sadhu who's speaking such nice Krishna Katha. You should go there. And he was speaking out of affection for me. I said, well, I can go there, but if I go there, will you promise me that I'll continue my service to Gurudev? Because that service is all that I have. The Guru Maharaj gave me instructions, and that instruction is all that I have. I see different God brothers have gone there, but they're not doing Guru Maharaj's service anymore. Guru Maharaj trusted me with the service. I have faith. I told him, I have faith that if I need sadhu sangha, Guru Maharaj will send it. But if I try with my panchagyan indriya, my faulty senses, which are guna, the same senses which bind me to this world, if I try to find sadhu using those senses, I'm going to fail every time. Gurudev will send me. And my God brother, he said, oh, I guess so. I became a little angry. What do you mean you guess so? How can you guess so? Guru Maharaj is such a gentleman. Definitely he'll do that. And he has done that. Maybe I don't have any association. And let me die with no association. They let me die doing the service that Guru Maharaj gave me. Because I'm associating him with Gurudev. and he'll give me everything. So Mahaprabhu chastised Mukunda. And I told the devotees, I don't want to see him anymore. And so then Mukunda, he accepted that. And he sent a message back, you please tell him, my Lord, how many births will it be before I can have his darshan again? And Mahaprabhu told him, Koti Janma, billion births. And when Mukunda heard that, he started dancing. In ecstasy. Only 10 million births. Very good. And Mahaprabhu became so pleased with him. He called for Mukunda, come here. He said, you know, Bhakti Mama Majanati Yavan Tat. I'm only known by Bhakti. And because you have Bhakti, you purchased me. And then Mahaprabhu began to speak with him about Krishna. That washerman in Krishna Leela, Dekila, he got to see me. But when I asked him, you please give me some coffee. Krishna said, I'm just a village boy. Now I'm coming to the big city. Everybody's dressed in a very fancy way. I'm just dressed like a walla, the cowherd boy. Can I have these fancy clothes? And the washerman became angry. These are Kamsa's clothes. And he wouldn't give those clothes to Krishna. And so we know that Krishna gave a good karate chop and cut off his head. And he gave a message to Kamsa. Just as these clothes are your bhupati, your external designation, and I'm taking these clothes in the same way I'm going to take the bhupati known as your body. I'm going to kill you. And he took those clothes, and he gave some to Balaram, and he gave some to the other boys. And Mahaprabhu, he told Mukunda, he said, that washerman, he's performed austerities for millions of births to have darshan of me. But because he didn't have bhakti, there was no fruit in that. So that same washerman in Treta Yuga, in the early years of Sita, was a bird parrot who later took birth as a washerman and then took birth. I've got 2 minutes at 41 o'clock. Then took birth in Krishna Leela, again as a washerman. And although he had so much although he had so much punya, tapa punya, he couldn't appreciate Krishna. So is this some lesson? I should stop here. I promise. I'm still 1 minute early. Shivadavan Ramachandra Ke, Radha Ke, Ramada Ke, Mame Bhakta Binda Ke, Okrinanande. To be shot, people sin to be Itanam Bhavadi, Vaishnavi, Ananda Gauri Vaishnavi.